I'm Thomas Wilson to tell you about our upcoming concert on the 18th and 19th of February. It's Friendly Inspiration, and it's a really, really cool concert showcasing the talent within our orchestra. I don't know that I have seen this much talent in one compact area in a really long time, and you're hitting each section, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, no one is safe. Every person is going to have to do something solo-y, pretty much. During the course of this.
Fantastic. So that's where the Friendly Inspiration comes from, because we're all playing with friends here.
It's 3 Baroque pieces and then 1 modern piece, so it's kind of an interesting thing. But this is reaching across hundreds of years to really make a statement. You know, in the Baroque, the concerto grosso was very common, multiple soloists. And it's so fun because instead of just the one soloist doing their thing, you have this conversation going up there between the soloists. And so it's a lot of fun. And so we start with the Vivaldi concerto for 2 cellos.
Yes. I mean, how can you not love it?
Right.
I mean, they start out so fierce and we have Geralt and Pam. I mean, they're just amazing.
That's Gerald Miller and Pamela Chadden, our 2 principal cellists. And they're our soloists, and they're going to knock it out of the park. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, you just see them go to town, and the sheer emotion you get to see from the cello section in particular.
I admittedly do not know all 800 of Vivaldi's concerti grossi.
You're not trying.
I'm not kidding. I don't know all 800 yet. But of all the Vivaldi concerti grossi that I know so far, this one is my favorite.
Next, we get the Brandenburg Concerto Number 5 with Allison and Elisa and Eric Wicks on the harpsichord, and that one is a lot of fun too.
This is, of course, part of Bach's Brandenburg Concerti, which is his most popular works. And the fifth Brandenburg, I think, was specifically composed with Bach in mind as a soloist. We have Elisa Wicks on solo violin, and she's our resident Baroque specialist. So we actually get some real authenticity here.
Yes.
She's helping us to do this really well.
I bet she is.
And her husband, Eric, who is also the organist at First Lutheran Church, will be joining us on harpsichord. And I think my favorite moment of the whole thing is, you know, it's a concerto grosso with the 3 soloists, and everything's just sort of chugging along, and it's great. And then all of a sudden, people start disappearing. Like Haydn's Farewell Symphony. People just start dropping out. And then suddenly all that's left is the harpsichord. And there's this long virtuosic cadenza.
Yes.
But I love that because it's like, you know, Bach just dropped everybody out, and then all of a sudden he's on his own. He gets to show his own talents off. So it's just infectious music. It's wonderful. Well, Geminiani is sort of in the traditional concerto grosso style. 2 solo violins, 1 solo cello. And in this case, it's probably best just to keep them in the orchestra instead of put them up front. So that's the way we'll do it. But for this one, on the first violin solo part, Jacob Klock, our concert master. Elisa, again, on the second violin solo part. And on the cello part, Gerald. And our, of course, wonderful orchestra. And Geminiani was one of those overlooked composers. You're going to love this piece. And this particular one, La Folia, is believed to be, by many scholars, to be the first completely written out set of variations, theme and variations, which became a very popular style. And that's not to say it didn't exist before, but they probably just didn't write it out.
Yeah.
And so yes, it's kind of interesting to hear this first very important, you know, thoroughly realized version of the theme and variations. Ginestera, the Variaciones Concertantes, the one modern piece on the program. It's the magic of the Ginestera is that, you know, he introduces the theme, and it's an original theme at the beginning, and he introduces it with only the harp and the cello. I don't even have to conduct. I just stand there and look happy, and that's it. And then we launch into a set of variations, and there's a flute variation, clarinet. There's an oboe and bassoon variation, there's a trumpet and trombone variation, there's a horn solo, there's a violin variation. I mean, a viola variation. He just passes it around, and then he recaps the melody with the harp and the bass, which is so cool. A bass solo, so rare and so all of our principals.
It's so good!
So all of our principals get to show off, which I just love.
Oh, yeah.
And then it ends in a final dance, which I think he pays obvious homage to both Stravinsky and to Defia. Both. So you hear a little bit of Rite of Spring in there, and you hear a little bit of Defia's Ritual Fire Dance, and that's that chaotic moment with the horns just blowing away, and it feels like this crazy primitive dance. It's so exciting.
And it's just fun. It's fun to play.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end it, I think.
Yes.
Gotta go back and keep on rehearsing, but I cannot wait to see you 18th and 19th. That's this weekend. You really are going to enjoy the talent that is just shown off in this group. Just come and join us.